Hello, everybody, and welcome to Church at Home with Rachel for Thursday, the 9th of July. This month is really flying by. Um, I've taken some time this week to process. I've only been back at work. This is my second day back at work. I should say back in the office. It sounds like I've been off. I've been busy working outside the office for the last month. Second day back in the office today, and I keep I keep going over something from last weekend. Last weekend, my archdeacon and I had the opportunity, the privilege of representing the diocese and being present for the funeral, the wake-in funeral of the Reverend Donald McNabb from Moose Lake, Manitoba. It's a First Nation, a Cree First Nation in Manitoba. And Don was ordained in the 90s, and maybe it was the early 2000s. Anyway, he'd been ordained for quite a long time. He was 79 when he died. And this was my first clergy funeral. And I had some decisions to make about what would I be involved with and how much would I be involved. And it was really powerful for me because it was one of those, if this is the first time, so how you do something the first time has a huge impact on what you're expected to do in the future. And it really brought it home for me, this idea about the reality that I am, as bishop, I am the priest for the priests, and I am the priest for the families of the priests. And it's been a couple of years. The last time I did a funeral was the wife of a priest in the diocese. And that was right after I was consecrated. And I used to do, 15, 20 funerals a year. And I've now done 2 in 2.5 years. I'm a bit rusty, and that's okay. I don't want to do more funerals. But it really brought it home to me, the things that I miss about what my old career was, my old role as a priest. And I miss being with the people. I miss hearing the stories. The interesting thing was about this particular funeral was that all the stories were told in Cree, so I didn't understand them. But there is the universal language of tears and the universal language of laughter. And it was incredible to hear people laughing and crying and consoling one another. And the incredible availability they made for me by just being with them, being able to be present with them in their time of grief, being able to be present with them as they were mourning and as they were remembering, as they celebrated this man's life and took care of his widow. All of us have times of transition in our lives when we recognize that, hey, wait a minute, maybe it happens quickly or maybe it happens relatively slowly. But we have those times in our lives when all of a sudden things that seemed to be, this is just the way they are, we recognize that they've changed. And that has happened for me. This past weekend shared that with me, that who I have been, who I was for 25 years as a priest, and who I am now as a bishop are very, very different. I couldn't be the bishop I am if I hadn't had all the experiences I've had as a priest. But there's a shift in my role in what I do. But some things seem to be eternal. That training I had as a deacon and priest to take care of people and to walk alongside them, in times of sorrow and mourning, that's still there and it's still necessary. And it's really brought home to me the need for me to do that work, to reflect on who I am today at 55. I turned 55 when I was coming home from Ottawa. I Who I am as a married woman of almost 21 years, who's very different than the woman I was, 25 years ago before I met Rob and I was a single priest. All of the things that God has used to teach me and encourage me, to exhort me and discipline me, that have helped me to become this person I am, who can bring all of those tools from the past to bear with what I am now. And I'm recognizing that nothing that we experience in the past is ever useless or a waste, because it is all of those things. Being a bishop did not make me better able to be with Donald's family this past weekend. It was all those years of being a priest that made me better able to be a priest for them. And I think that's really important for all of us, that we consider those things, we remember those things, that we don't get so excited about what might come next or what the next stage in our life might be, that we throw out all the lessons we have learned in the past. We need them. Yesterday, I talked about a new perspective, a new vantage point. And I think this all fits into this, is that importance of recognizing that where we are today, the vantage point we have now, is really based on where we were yesterday and what's been happening. And it's powerful and it's important and it's necessary. Don't ever think that the experiences you've had were wasted time or useless or things you can throw away. Allow yourself to process them and learn from them and tuck them away in some part of your brain or your heart, that when the time comes, you'll be ready to use them again. Because it's a powerful thing to know that everything that you've done before has led you to this moment to teach you how to deal with right now. Have a great day and God bless. I'll see you tomorrow for Church at Home with Rachel.